Hi, Wendy here with the Carnivore Experience, and today I'm going to talk to you about the scale, friend or foe. The scale to me always meant that the doctor was about to tell me that I was obese and that I needed to go on a diet and lose weight. And for all the diets that we've tried, it just never seemed like I was going to get to a number where I was actually not viewed as obese. No matter what I did, my number would always fall in the obese category. Well, those are man-made rules, and I'm finding that man-made rules are not always concrete. So with joining Verta and going through their program, one of the things that we have to do every day is weigh ourselves. We weigh ourselves at the same time every day, and that gives a more accurate depiction of what's going on in our bodies. So every morning I get up, weigh myself probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And after 7 days, I add up those numbers and then I divide it by 7, and that gives me a more accurate idea of what my weight actually is. And therefore, what that's done in that 1-year relationship with my scale, I no longer view this as an ugly beast anymore. This is actually the most positive tool that I have in my life right now to keep me on track, keep me accountable for what I do throughout the day. And it also is giving me a better idea of where my weight is, so I know what I have to do in my diet and how I'm going to eat that day. We all go out and there's going to be cheat days. There's going to be eating out where you don't really know what's on the food. But, that stuff that's not going to kill you. It is going to fluctuate your weight, but it's mostly going to result in water weight, really. Any kind of swelling, if there's any kind of sugar on, a steak that we ordered from a restaurant, or, my biggest thing is I'd really love to be able to find a way to eat Mexican food out, at an authentic restaurant. But there's so much that goes into that food that I'm not sure that we wouldn't have an adverse effect that would probably turn us off of the food. So, but with that being said, what I'm getting at is that with all the additives and all the sauces and all the things that they put into an authentic Mexican food, and I'm not just going to pick on them, but we could go Italian if you want. It doesn't matter. There's so many restaurants that are authentic to a nationality where they have to add so many different sauces and seasonings that after getting all of those into the recipe, you've now just doubled probably all of your sugars, and you could probably expect an adverse effect that's not very welcome. So we've learned how to stay away from that. We've learned how to pick and choose our restaurants and where we go. And we have been very fortunate that we haven't had too many adverse effects. We've had a couple of incidents where we were like, what the heck is that all about? And again, those will be other videos down the line. We can tell you where some of our, failings were, or certain things that we put back into our diet that didn't work out for us. So now to just kind of show you the difference, like in our weight loss journey, one thing that we discovered is that the loss of weight is actually coming from the fat. Fat is burning, and because we're eating higher protein, our fat is actually, the fat that we put in our food, like the butter, is more of an indicator to our body that we need to start burning the stores of fat that are in our body. And then the protein works on building the muscle in our body. So that's even without working out. Neither one of us have worked out through this whole year. It is something I want to take back. I've always enjoyed lifting weights, and I have a nice system in my basement, and I'm hoping that I can get back into a routine with that. But just to kind of show you, I'm going from my Carnivore Cookbook, which was written by Maria and Craig Emmerich. And in this book, she talks about the scale and how it should not be used to determine where you're at. Just to kind of read from her, so many people rely on the scale to measure their success with a diet, but the number on this scale can be really deceiving, honestly. It can, and it can make you mad. So let's just spare you that anger. Your body can hold on to water, lose water due to dehydration, or put on muscle while losing fat. Water weight alone can move the scale several pounds in one day. And that's true. That's happened to us too and really kind of thrown us off. But it happens. It can even be just stress in your life. So learning how to, you have to, we learned that we had to incorporate tools to help our stress levels too. Cortisol is a kill. It's going to kill your progress. Cortisol in your body can actually make you stall in your weight loss. So then it's trying to find tools to get rid of that stress, get rid of the cortisol, and keep moving in the right direction. So the scale's not going to be, it'll tell you, actually it is still your friend that way, because it's telling you whether your body's having a problem or not. And to continue with her, water weight alone can move the scale several pounds. Many factors can make your weight stall or even increase. But when you focus on the right thing, which is your body recomposition, you realize that they aren't a problem. And Bill and I think, have finally reached that point where we understand getting on the scale isn't as scary as it was in the beginning. And just to kind of show you the difference, she gives this picture of Dr. Ted Naiman, and he has videos out there also. He calls his way of eating the protein, it's a protein focused keto diet. So he's higher on animal fats. But in this picture here, to give you a closer up of that, he was actually vegetarian. So this is what his body did as a vegetarian. And as soon as he moved to animal fats and started burning the fat out of his body, this is how his body what is the word? What is the word? I don't know. Recomposition. That's all I got. So as his body was rebuilding itself, this is what it turned out to look like after going on what is very similar to the carnivore diet. And the one thing that I forgot to mention was that in these two pictures, he weighs exactly the same. So there's the difference between vegetarian and high protein fat ratio. And here's a picture of women who are all different shapes and sizes, but yet they all weigh the same. Again, this is just trying to get the point across to you that the scale can be used as a positive tool. It doesn't have a negative connotation that way. This is what Bill and I are noticing, and it's been so hard to describe. So once you put that into perspective, you start to realize that a number on a scale doesn't really mean anything. And so this is my way of telling you that we have to flush out an old skewed label on this scale that has made us scared. And we need to start looking at this scale like it's an accountability partner. It is something, a tool that is going to help you stay on track. And it has done that for us. We've been able to turn that around. So I hope that'll work for you too, because it doesn't have to be a negative. It can be a positive experience. And just having that mindset is going to help you be successful in your weight loss journey. So I hope this helps. We're trying really hard to relay that message, but this is by far the best way of weight loss that we've experienced so far. So any questions, any comments, feel free to reach out, and we're here for you. We'll help as much as we can. Thanks a lot, you guys, and have a great day. Bye.